So, welcome. I feel like I owe you an explanation. If you're watching this and you've never seen any of our content, hi, welcome. And if you are an old subscriber, an old listener, an old blog reader, whatever the case is, I hope you're well. And I'm sure this message isn't really coming as a surprise because my consistency throughout the year of 2020 has been far from perfect. But anyways, I'm here to explain a little bit of what is going to be happening and maybe some of the changes that are going to be happening. So that's kind of where things went a little wobbly. So I had set a goal for myself that I wanted to get a full-time job. I wanted to give myself a little bit of time to do enjoyment. Like I said, I wanted the summer to do enjoyment, but I knew that going into the fall, all my friends were going to be going back to school and I wasn't going to be able to see them. And I didn't want to have that weird transition that everybody talks about where you realize that all your friends are gone. I didn't want to be one of those people. So I had a contingency plan that just before everybody went back to school, I would start a full-time job. That way, that transition would be kind of overlapped. I got my dream job. Look at my office. I negotiated for a salary I was really happy with, and I mean, like, this job was offering me like benefits. It was offering me like potential career development within months of being in the company. It was offering me like the capacity to build a team and to get like the different things that I wanted to and really make the role my own. Even like going in, what I had initially gone in for, they basically like changed up the role and made it so that it catered to my passions and it catered to the things they knew I was really good at. And I was so excited about it. I remember the first week, the weekend before, I remember being so excited. I remember like laying my clothes out for the night before because this is like my first big girl corporate job. I was gonna be all dressed up. I was gonna blow their buzz off. Like, I was ready. And I remember the first day went by. I got called into the office. Like, my manager was asking me, like, not even my manager, the head of the company was asking, like, what do you think of this? What are some of your ideas on this? Pitch me an idea for this. And I just felt like it was so good. Like, all the things I've been working towards, all the things that my degree has been pulling me towards, all my work experience, all my volunteering, it just felt like everything just like made sense. I don't know how to explain it. It just worked. Everything was in alignment. Everything worked. Everything was just, it was good. And that was the first day. And I remember after the first shift, everybody's packing out to leave the office. I remember like packing up my desk, washing up my cup because I brought a cup in and everything. And I remember just thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Tomorrow I'm gonna be coming in, I'm gonna kick some booty, like, let's go. I'd been ready. I'd been given someone else's assignment to correct, and I felt like I'm valued here. Like, my opinion matters. I was emailing clients literally first day. Like, I'm emailing clients and we're talking. I'm like asking them, I saw that you said you didn't want this pitch. I have this idea. Like, what do you think of this? I'm gonna rewrite a couple of things. Like, listen, it was a dream. Like, the best. Just fantastic. And to be fair, maybe I'll do another story time after this. There were a couple of red flags going into the job that I think I didn't really think about very strongly, because in my mind I was like, listen, I have this goal, these are the things I want to do, and if you know me personally, you know, if I want something, I'm gonna get it by fire, by force. There's nothing that will stop me on this earth. Unless God has said it's not my will, it is my will in Jesus' name. Like, listen. So anyways, all of that. So that was the first day, and I remember I missed the bus, so I ended up walking home. I don't live that far away from where the job was, so it was like a 30-minute walk. I walked back home, and because I still had the other job, I basically had to walk home. As soon as I arrived home, I essentially had to start another shift. So after doing essentially 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I got home around like 5:30ish, 6 o'clock. I'd already made food because I knew I needed to meal prep. And basically, yeah, you know, I had my dinner for 30 minutes, 6 o'clock to 11:30. I was on my laptop creating content, doing finances for my other job. I went to bed maybe around 11, 12, no, 12, more like 12, because at that point I needed to shower, I needed to prepare for the night after, I needed to pack my lunch, because at that point I knew I needed to be in work for 9 a.m. so I didn't want to wake up like stupid early. So anyways, anyways but Tuesday morning I just couldn't wake up. I was really sick. It almost felt like I had food poisoning, and I couldn't get out of bed. I called my manager, and bear in mind this is day 2. Like, I shouldn't be giving a company red flags like this on day 2 of being employed. Like, guys, I was stressed out because here's a job where they've entrusted me to start talking to clients early. They've entrusted me, I've already got deadlines for things that are due on Friday, for things that are due at the end of the day, Tuesday, and now I'm sick and I can't even go into work. So I called in my manager like early in the morning, because the plan was to wake up at 6, do everything I needed to do so that I'd be at work an hour early and I could rest for an hour, have breakfast at a cafe or whatever. But around 6ish I knew I wasn't well enough to go into work, so I called in and I was like, hey, is there a way that I can do this? All the stuff that I need I basically have at home. If you could just send me some of the documents that I have on my desktop at work, I can continue to work from home. They didn't have a problem with it. Obviously, you're sick, there's nothing they can do about that. So that was Tuesday. So Tuesday, I'm sick. Guys, I mean, I'm like vomiting everywhere. I'm getting heat flashes. I'm like sick. If you've had malaria before, it felt like I had malaria. But I'm in Canada. We don't even have mosquitoes that have malaria, so it can't be malaria. So that was Tuesday. By end of day Tuesday, I think I was feeling a little bit better. I'd already contacted my manager, like, I'm coming in tomorrow. I sent in the assignments that were due for that day, because even though I was sick, I was still kind of thugging it out. And wherever I wasn't puking, guys, I'm so sorry, this is TMI, but we need to get into it, okay? Anyways, so whenever I wasn't like sick, where in the bathroom or whatever, I would just type up whatever I needed to type up. I was doing the work I needed to do for both jobs, because I still had deadlines due for my other job, even though I had started this new job. So anyways, Tuesday was work. Wednesday, I basically had the same thing. I'm sick again, and this time I'm worse because I can't even get out of bed. Like, and I'm like, I know it's not COVID. It can't be COVID. So at this point, I'm fully vaccinated. I have had COVID before, so I know what it feels like. At least I know, arguably you can say, like, just because you got it the first time doesn't mean the symptoms will show up the second time. But the COVID I experienced, I know what COVID looks like in it. So that was Wednesday. I was sick again. I couldn't get out of bed. It wasn't happening. By Thursday, I knew there was no way I was going to be able to go to work, and I knew there were deadlines, and I knew they really needed someone in the office. And it so happened that around that time there was really bad news that happened within my close immediate family, and I think that just took it to like the next level in terms of like mental health. So that Friday, I think I spoke to a bunch of different people. I spoke to my parents, I spoke to my friends, and I really had like to have a in-depth conversation with myself that, dude, you can do anything that you set your mind to do, but you don't want to do anything at the expense of your body and your mental health and your physical health. If you're sick, take the time. just take the time. So initially in my mind, I had decided I was just going to ask them for a bit of time, and they had actually kind of hinted at the idea of taking a bit of time and just relaxing and then coming back, or doing a hybrid situation, part-time working from home and then part-time working in the office. But I just couldn't do it. So unfortunately, I had to send in my resignation letter. There were also other things, that moving parts that were happening at the time, and at that point it just felt like I was put in a corner and I needed to resign, and so I resigned. So basically at that point, I'd only worked at that job for 2 days, 3 days, if you're really like thinking about it. So that was Friday. But Saturday, I don't know what it was. I didn't have peace in me. I felt really sick, and again, I still don't know what's wrong with me. I don't understand why I'm sick in the morning and then I'm like feeling better as the day goes by, and it didn't make sense to me. So I decide, okay, I'm gonna carry on with my other job. You know, we're just gonna work the way we've worked all this while. This is how we've always done it. You know, if you're sick, you can have one job. Even during COVID, where I had 2 jobs, while I had COVID, I was still doing my other job. I took a bit of time off the other one, but I was still doing the other job because the girl's trying to make this money. I have savings goals. I have investments goals. I'm not trying to lag off on those just because a girl is a little bit sick. First of all, red flags everywhere. Because that is not the mindset that you should have. But anyways, I digress. So Sunday comes around and I'm not even like, legitimately, I felt so sick. I couldn't do it. I kept thinking, like, I feel like I'm so sick, I don't even know like how to function as a human. Like, little things like being able to shower were now becoming hard. Like, things like eating food and having an appetite and a desire to want to eat food were gone. And all, please, trigger warning, if you get to a point in this video where things are becoming too much for you. But basically, I got really sick, and I got to a point where I realized I wouldn't be able to work at the potential, or work at least at the capacity that I wanted to. And I knew that there were going to be problems going forward. But in the nature of the way the world works, basically I spoke to my manager, and my manager was like, listen, your mental health is the most important thing for you, so yeah, do whatever you gotta do. So anyways, fast forward to today, which is October 25th. And while I just ran you by a very Cliff Notes version of what my summer looked like, the reason why I'm actually making this video is because I've realized that it's really important that I prioritize my mental health. More than anything in the world, your health is what allows you to do and be the person that you want to be. And without my health, whether that's physical, mental, emotional, psychological, you name it, I got greens, beans, potatoes, okay. Whatever the case is, whatever that health looks like, it's really important that I really prioritize those things and prioritize the things that bring me back to being in full health. Now today, while I'm able to come here without my makeup, with my hair just struggling, and I'm able to be high energetic and have fun and laugh and make jokes about the situation, the last couple of months have actually been really terrible. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I'm just exhausted. And I've decided I really want to go on a journey of rediscovering who I am, what I like, and like what my essence is, what is my purpose on earth. And part of it is discovering whether the things I'm doing and the direction of my businesses, because there's 2 of them, is in alignment with that growth at the moment.